So it's pretty fantastic. Kevin and Maher, the couches in Korea. And I'm up at the top of a mountain. That's just about 10 minutes from where I used to live. And I want to show you the view because way down there you can see the lake, or the, sorry, ocean. I'm out of breath. I just took all these stairs right there. And if you can see that big tall apartment, that's right there. That's called Deokcheon-dong. And that's where I used to live. So I used to look out and we could see through both sides of the apartment. Let's see. Making sure this is recording. Okay, 41 seconds. Okay. It's working. Okay, so basically I used to live right in those apartments, and at the top, you can't see it all, but there's Tae and then Kyung, Happy-taun. Taking Happy Town, and it took me a long time to realize that they pronounce Happy Town much differently. So taxi drivers, I used to tell them to come here, but I didn't know that it was Happy Town in English. And anyways, way down there, those are the kids that I just saw, and I used to live here. I used to get hellos all the time from everybody, especially from kids. And then when I moved to Seoul in 2000, I didn't get that anymore, and I thought all of Korea had changed. That, you know, that just didn't happen anymore. When I'm in Seoul, I talk to people and I'm like, yeah, I remember when it was different, but here it still happens. As soon as they saw me, they quickly said hello and where are you from, and I used to get that all the time, and it used to be exhausting for me sometimes because it was so much. Just, especially 20 years ago, there were so few foreigners. So anyways, it's really fantastic to be back, and I wanted to go into my apartment building, but of course not into the actual apartment, but I wanted to get near there. And what's really interesting is like I didn't really know the context of where I was at when I was living here. I just thought this was typical because basically we were way up in the mountainside, so generally probably that apartment was probably, you know, really cheap, so our employers could put us there because we were so high up in the mountains, and people generally don't want to be high in the mountains like that. And I think we were pretty low though. I think we were maybe the 4th floor. So I'm sure that, I don't know how that meant for price rates, but I don't remember having those kind of views from the apartment. 4th floor would have been, I think that building might be, I don't know, 20 buildings. The one I used to live in right there. But I just can't believe that view. Oh, sheesh. Unbelievable. So yeah, so here we are in Deokcheon in Korea, and I'm north of Deokcheon-dong, which is where my language institute used to be. And we're kind of walking now up into, we're kind of into the mountain now, so we're kind of above the houses now. Jeez. I haven't been here in 20 years. But when that was our apartment, every once in a while we'd come up here, but not as often as I would now. So we're just gonna walk up here a little ways. And actually it doesn't really matter where we come down at, so I just want to explore. And I saw some films of this cultural village, and they beautified everything, they colored it all. I was thinking, how beautiful is that? But we're basically so high up in the hills that we're really overlooking a lot of the city. It's amazing. And that big building is Deokcheon-dong. I had no idea that where I was living had such a big presence like that. And so when you listen to the story, talk about the boys' apartment and the girls' apartment, and it's pretty much always guys that lived in my apartment, myself included. Then the girls usually had one guy, because there was maybe one more guy than girls. So we had apartments, 4 were in each apartment, and I think the girls' apartment was maybe that building down there, that one with the that one that you can see that has kind of yellow and purple, because it was also a tall one, but it was kind of that way, I believe. But actually, I think I wrote down the name once. But anyways, we're gonna keep walking. And over there is some rooftops. And rooftops are pretty popular with foreigners in particular, but Koreans, they usually make kimchi. And it's funny because usually when I look at the rooftops in Seoul, I don't see so much kimchi, but all of these have kimchi on them. And the kimchi is the, let's see if I can put my little finger there, but all those little things there, and there, and this one too. It's hard to see. But anyways, those are little kimchi pots. And that's another thing, I didn't appreciate kimchi as much when I lived here, but now I love it. There's a trail up there. Okay. So here we are. Way above Deokcheon-dong. Deokcheon-dong is way down at the bottom, so I used to basically walk down this hill all the time to go to the school. And you could also take buses, and I just shot a little video about a bus, and it rocks and moves around a lot, and the roads are kind of narrow, so they kind of honk their horns a lot. And all that stuff still exists. I thought that was, I thought all of Korea had changed. Seoul is definitely a lot different. I never saw that there when I was living there. But then again, I always lived in some really good spots in Seoul, so I don't know how far I'm gonna go, but basically, maybe I'll stop right here. But you can see it's basically where I used to live, and that's overlooks Deokcheon-dong. And man, now that I'm up here, it looks so beautiful. I just can't believe that when I was here, I didn't appreciate it quite as much as I do now. But yeah, all of this is in no couches in Korea. I don't have any scenes that are up here, but I do have a lot of scenes that were down in the apartments there. Taekyung, which is the one that you just saw earlier. I would like to try to find the girls' apartment, but I had the name of mine. I don't have the name of what theirs was, so I don't know which one it is. But wow, just look at that view. Right there, with right in the mountains too. We're kind of at the more or less at the top. So there's some temples in there. When you go up to the temples, usually there's people sitting around, sometimes drinking soju. A lot of Koreans will drink sojus. They climb a mountain, drink soju is like a vodka, and then they hike back down somehow. Yeah, amazing. So okay, I'm gonna end it right there in front of 태경해피 Town, which is the one right there. There it is right there. Let's try to get a view of the ocean again. Yeah, there it is. There it is right there. So, okay, Kevin and Maher. No couches in Korea, and we're back here in where I used to live back in 1996, 1997. 20 years ago, and it's 2016 now. 안녕하세요. That's really nice. I forgot. Some of my friends say how friendly Pusan people are, and they are. I don't know if I always appreciated it so much when I lived here, but actually they're really great people. Hearts of gold. Okay, no couches in Korea, and here I am back where I used to live 20 years ago, 1996, where probably at least half of the story takes place here in these two apartments. So okay, enjoy the video.